Hello students, welcome back to class. Now today we are going to be treating the topic fiber. Remember in our last topic we talked about introduction to textiles, where we talked about the various textile terms, and in there we defined fibers. We said they are raw materials used for the production of fabrics, or they are the basic units used in the production of fabrics. So today we are going to be looking at fibers in details. What are fibers? The various groups, natural and synthetic. Then we'll go on to talk on each of them. So that will bring us to what is a fiber. Fiber is defined as the hair-like strand that is very small in diameter in relation to its length and capable of being woven into the fabrics. So what am I trying to say? It's hair-like in structure, in texture, and it's small, and you can weave it to produce a fabric, which is a material. It can be woven. Can also define it as the fundamental unit or the building blocks used in the making of textile and fabrics. Either you say it's the hair-like strand or is the unit, the fundamental unit used in the production of yarn, which is used in producing fabrics. As you can see in the image, is hair-like in structure. Classification of fibers. We already said that fibers is the hair-like strand used in the production of yarn and fabric. So now let's talk on the classification of these fibers. Fibers are classified into two groups, namely we have the natural fibers and also man-made, artificial or synthetic fibers. These are the two groups in which fibers are classified: the one that is gotten naturally and the one that we, man, as human, we produce. Now let's go to natural fibers. What do we mean by natural fibers, or what are natural fibers? Natural fibers are fibers gotten from plants or vegetable matter. What did I say natural fibers are? They are fibers gotten from plants or vegetable matter. They are also gotten from animals. So natural fibers are gotten from two sources: the plant source and the animal source. You can see what we mean by natural. Plants that we see are trees, are plants. Then animals. Now as you can see in this image, you are seeing cotton, which is an example. You are seeing wool, which is an example of natural fibers, and you are seeing silk, which is an example of natural fibers. We are going to differentiate the ones that are gotten from animals and also the ones that are gotten from plants. Remember, we are talking on natural fibers. We said they are gotten from two sources: the plant source and animal source. Now, man-made, or we said they are gotten from plant source and animal source. Now, what are the fibers that are gotten from plant source? The example of fibers that are gotten from plants are the cotton and the linen. The cotton plant is the one that produces the cotton fiber, while the linen is gotten from the flax stem, the stem of the flax plant. That is what they use in the production of linen fiber. Now let's go to the animals. Which of these fibers are gotten from the animal source? We have the silk gotten from the cocoon of the silkworm. That is, the cocoon is just like the way our hen lay egg. In reproduction, the silkworm produce a cocoon where their larva will stay till it gets to adult age before it come out from it. It's like the cocoon is what houses the larva of a silkworm. So it's that cocoon that the man uses to produce a silk what fiber, because it's gotten from natural source. The cocoon is natural. The cotton plant is a natural thing that God created. The flax plant is also a natural thing that God what created. Still on animal fiber, we have the wool. Wool is an example of animal fiber gotten from the what? The fleece, or you can say the hair of sheep. That is where the wool fiber is gotten from. So let's go to natural, the synthetic or man-made fibers. What are they? They are classified into two groups also. The man-made are classified into two groups, which are the cellulose base and the non-cellulose base. Now, what do we mean by cellulose base? So now we are going to look at the cellulose base what fibers. I know in somebody's mind, Auntie, what are you trying to say? What do you mean by cellulose what base? Now, cellulose is a molecule and is the main substance in the wall of a plant. This plant cell, the cell wall of a plant, cellulose is the main substance. And what does it do for the plant? It helps the plant to remain stiff and what firm and upright. In the cell of the plant, the cellulose is the main substance that helps the plant to remain stiff and what upright. So these man-made or synthetic fibers, there are cellulose base, meaning they are gotten from what? Plants. They are gotten from what? The contain liters of a plant, the plant cell. So they get it from the natural source and use it to produce their own kind of fibers. That's why it is called man-made or synthetic fiber, because it's man that made it. Now the second one, non-cellulose based fiber. Non-cellulose based fiber are fibers. They are fibers gotten from mineral substances, unlike the cellulose base that is gotten from the plant wall. This one, they are gotten from what? Mineral substances such as coal, petroleum, etc. And they produce, and the example of fiber that they produce are what? Polyester. We have the nylon fiber. We have the what? Acrylic what? Fiber. While that of the cellulose base, the example of fiber they produce is they are what? The viscose rayon and the what? Acetate. When we start looking at the properties of this fiber, you see that these cellulose based fibers, they look like the natural plant fibers. They have almost same properties because they are gotten from plants. Then they are now being transformed and regenerated, renewed and reformed to another different kind of fabric, but the properties are still what? There. So now I want to be discussing on each of these what fibers. The cotton, you can see the image of the flax plant having this purple flower. So it's this stem of the flax plant that they use in the production of what? Linen, while the wool they get it from the fleece of the sheep, and the silk is gotten from the cocoon. Or you can still get the wool from the Angora rabbit, or what? The what? Cashmere what? Animal. You cut the fleece off and you can get it. Wool fibers. Wool is an animal fiber and is gotten from the hair or fleece of a what? Of a sheep. The hair of a camel, also you can get it from there. The hair of Angora rabbit, Angora goats can also be used. It is commonly produced in temperate countries such as Australia, New Zealand, etc. So you can see the image of the man cutting it off from the fleece of the sheep because it will definitely grow back. So you are cutting it off from the fleece of a sheep. There's one image I saw on Phoenix, a sheep having a 400 and something fleece kg. It could not even walk. So it's not serving as a burden to them. So you cutting itself, you are helping them. But they have to cut down that fleece from the sheep so that the sheep can be okay. It was looking as if it's old and sick. The load was too much because just the way we grow our natural hair, that's how they grow it in their body. So you cut it off and start processing it to form a wool what fiber. Linen fiber is a vegetable fiber, means it's gotten from plants. The plant is what the flax plant. You can see the stem. This one is a dried one. The one I showed you earlier was the fresh one that was green in color. So the flax plant grows in country like France, Belgium, Russia, Northern Ireland, etc. It is not produced in Nigeria. We don't have the flax plant in Nigeria, and it's not produced in what in Nigeria. And you can see those clothes that the ancient Roman used to wear, the Greek Jesus time before Christ. Those that's looking like sack. Look at the image. That's what they use linen fiber to produce. So it was common then because they had the plant. So they would just produce the fiber and start what weaving it into what the fabrics that they can put on, like sack clothes. So this was an example of what sack clothes. Still on natural fiber, we have the silkworm fiber. So the silk fiber is gotten from the silkworm, which is an animal fiber, and it's gotten from the cocoon, which is this white thing you're seeing here. It's gotten from the cocoon of the silkworm. Now, where do we get the silkworm and where is it produced? In France, in Italy, in China, and in what? Japan. This is where silk fiber is being what? Produced. Cotton fiber. Cotton fiber is a fiber gotten from plant, like I said, from the cotton buds of the cotton plant, which are these white stuff on the plant. Yeah, and it grows in northern areas of Nigeria. So we get cotton here in Nigeria and many other countries such as Egypt, China, America, and what? India. So out of all the fibers, cotton fibers is gotten here and can be produced in what? In Nigeria. That will bring us to man-made or synthetic fibers, the one that man use their own God-given hands to what? Produce. Types of synthetic fiber: we have the rayon, viscose rayon, we have the nylon, we have the polyester, we have the acetate, and we have what? Acrylic. And we have what? Acrylic. Viscose rayon fiber. Viscose rayon is made by treating wood pulp or cotton linters with certain chemicals. Remember I said they are gotten from the cellulose based plants. Well, that's where they get that cellulose base. They are gotten from the cellulose in the plant. So after getting it, how does it look? How does it nano look natural? How can it leave the natural form to the artificial form? Is when they add chemicals to it. That's what makes it not to look like the natural cotton plant anymore. That does not make it look like natural what plant anymore because chemical has been added to it, and definitely it will change the form. And due to that, we call them regenerated fibers, because when you add the cotton linters that you get from the plant and you mix it with chemicals, something else will be produced. In chemistry, mixture, two elements to produce a compound. So when you carry two elements, you are producing a different thing entirely, which is a what? A compound. So that is what happened to viscose rayon fiber, and there's how they get what their viscose rayon. You can see the rayon from wood pulp, the cellulose based fiber. You can see it from the wood, then adding chemical to it will give us a cellulose based viscose rayon what fibers. Now the second one is acetates. This is also regenerated cellulose fiber. Why am I using the word regenerated? Because it's gotten from natural source and what's treated with chemicals to give us an artificial what product. So it's also a generated cellulose fiber. It is made from wood pulp or cotton leathers treated with acetic acid and acetic anhydride. So you get a cotton linters and you treat it with acetic acid to give you what? Acetate what? Fibers. That's why it's man-made. That's why it's a what? Man-made what? Fiber. Because you get it from the natural source. You're adding acetic acid to it, which is a chemical. And the end product definitely is an what? Acetate fiber. A regenerated fiber, an artificial fiber, not looking like the natural one. Now, nylon fiber. Nylon is the family name for all synthetic polyamide. Nylon, you can see it. They even making our nylon cellophane that we use. Nylon is even used in making our nylon cellophane and some other what fabrics. You can see how it is. So these man-made synthetic artificial fibers, man trying to get a substance from the natural form, then what then do? They are chemical. But for nylon and polyester, we said they are non-cellulose based, meaning they are not gotten from plants. They are gotten from mineral source, petroleum, coal. That's what they use in producing nylon fiber. Then polyester. Polyester are also product of complex series of chemical processes using petroleum products and other what chemicals. So that's what they use in getting nylon polyester from what? A mineral source, a chemicals, a petroleum, a coal. They're mixing it with chemicals. That is how polyester man-made fibers is being found. And also our nylon fibers. They are what being formed. So hope you've learned a lot about fibers, the groups, and their various example and where they belong. See you in our next class where we are going to be talking on the properties of each of these words fibers. Bye.